This is one of the simplest armor kits Tamiya makes, but with a few smart techniques, you can turn it into something that looks anything but basic. Today, I'm building the R35 and focusing on what makes it look real. Welcome back to Working Title Models. Now I'll be honest, this R35 project went through all 7 stages of grief. Denial, anger, a little bargaining with the tracks, and eventually acceptance. But that's part of the fun. Today, no kit review, no history, just a clean, focused build. I'll show you exactly what I do, add realism, improve the finish, and avoid that toy-like look. Let's get into it. Build strategy. What matters? This kit goes together exactly how you'd expect. So instead of walking through every step, let's focus on what actually makes a difference. Cleanup matters more than complexity. Spend time here. Remove mold the seams completely, especially on suspension and wheels. This is one of those kits where prep work really shows. Turret details. Quick reality check. The turret is a focal point, so I looked at improving the barrels. The main cannon is already drilled out in the kit. Nice touch from Tamiya. The coaxial MG is very small, too small to realistically drill out without risking damage, so I left that one as is. Sometimes knowing what to mess with is the right call. Figure upgrade. Fun detail. I added a little personality to the figure using epoxy putty. I sculpted a small mustache. Quick, simple, but it gives the figure a lot more character. Painting and weathering, core section. This is where the model really comes alive. Base colors. I start light and build up. Spray the lightest tone first, then layer darker camouflage colors. Keeps everything clean and controlled. Camouflage masking. Hard edge with Play-Doh. The R35 camouflage is hard-edged, not soft. I used Play-Doh to mask it, but applied it tightly to the surface to keep those edges crisp. Roll it into thin snakes, press it down firmly along the pattern lines, spray your next color. This gives you clean, hard edges, good control over the pattern, easy adjustments as you go. Quick tip, work fast. Play-Doh dries out quickly. Once it dries, it can lose grip and fall off the model. So apply it, spray it, and move on. Camouflage lines, oil-based Sharpie. For the black separation lines, I tested a few options. What worked best was an oil-based Sharpie with a fine point. More consistent than a Gundam marker, easier to control, produces a clean, sharp lines quickly. One downside, it dries a bit glossy. But since I was applying a clear, flat coat anyway, it blends right in at the end. Washes for depth. I used brown wash, black wash, focusing on panel lines, bolts, around details. This builds depth without overdoing it. Light dry brushing, oil paint. Instead of acrylics, I used oil paint for dry brushing. Very small amount on the brush, wipe most of it off, lightly hit edges and raise details. Oil paint gives you more control, smoother transitions, longer working time. It's subtle, but really effective. Track issues and fix. I did have some trouble with the tracks on this one, mostly because of the small size. Getting everything aligned cleanly was a bit tricky, and a few spots didn't come out perfect. To fix this, I leaned into weathering. I used Vallejo mud and grass effects to break up those problem areas and add realism at the same time. It's one of those situations where a small mistake actually improves the final look. Subtle chipping. Keep it controlled. Silver pencil, small sponge. Focus on edges, hatches, high wear areas. Less is more here. Clear coat issue. Real world note. I did run into some trouble with the clear coats on this build. I ended up using Tester's dull coat, which worked, but it took a bit of effort to get right. A few things to watch. Light coats only, don't flood the surface, let each layer dry fully. Once it settled down, it gave a nice flat finish, but it definitely took a little patience. Final reveal. Here's the finished build. What stands out? The camouflage has clean, hard edges. The Sharpie lines keep everything crisp. The oil dry brushing brings out the detail. The track weathering adds realism and hides flaws. And that small figure detail adds personality. This is one of those builds where small changes make a big difference. Takeaways. If you take anything from this build, it's this. You don't need more parts. You need better focus. 3 things made the biggest difference here. Clean prep work, hard edge camouflage, plus Sharpie line technique, using weathering to solve problems, not just decorate. Apply those and almost any kit improves. Outro. If you found this helpful, I've got more builds and techniques coming. Drop a comment. What should I build next? And if you want to see more armor builds, check out this video right here. And remember, we're not just building models, we're bringing them to life.